To find the coding lessons for summer school, look in the Curriculum Sandbox, go to the Elementary folder, and then open your grade level. Inside of the grade level folders, there's a design journal for each grade level and also a Coding as Another Language Scratch Junior guide for you to use. You can see this load up here in Schoology in the page, or you can click on the arrow here to open it up as a Google document. You can scroll down or click on the table of contents on the left side to see how the lessons are organized. There's 24 45-minute lessons that total up to 18 hours. Now you're going to do coding twice a week for about 20 minutes, so you could break each lesson in half and you can pick and choose which lessons that you'd like to do. As you look at each lesson, you can see that any vocabulary that you're going to teach is listed in the guide. Any materials that you'll need are linked up. And you can see how each lesson is structured. There's generally a warm-up where you're going to go over something with the students. In this case, who's a programmer? Everyone, right? You might have an opening text circle where you're introducing the concept that students are going to do. In this case, you're introducing Scratch Junior. And in a minute, I'll show you where to find the lesson here that is introducing the different features and buttons in the Scratch Junior app. Then you'll give your students some time to work through Scratch Junior and explore that lesson for the day. As you click through the table of contents on the left side, if any of these lessons happen to reference a particular storybook, you can easily substitute whatever story or book that you are reading with your students. Scratch Junior is totally open-ended and does not need to rely on any particular content. Students can retell the content of any story they're reading or any math problem that they're working on or any other concepts that you're going over with students. If you or your students do not have the Scratch Junior app on your iPad, you can go to the self-service app, go to the search area, type in Scratch, and you should see Scratch Junior. Then you can install it on your iPad. To get started with Scratch Junior, go ahead and tap on the app. The first time that you open up the app, you may see some choices. Choose School as where you're using Scratch Junior. If you don't see that, just go ahead and tap on the home button. Scratch Junior has its own built-in tutorial. If you tap on the book in the top right corner of the app, then you can tap on Interface Guide at the bottom, and here you'll see all of the buttons available in Scratch Junior, all numbered so that you can tap on each button and on the right side see what that button does. So for example, number 2 is pointing to the stage where the action will take place in your project. Number 3 moves the Scratch Junior stage into presentation mode or full screen mode. So you can click through all of the buttons to see what each one does to get an idea of how to use Scratch Junior. You can also tap on the Paint Editor Guide button at the bottom, and again, you get a guided tour of all the buttons that are available, and on the right side, a description of what each button does. So you have your undo and redo buttons, your shapes, your character's name, you can type over that, you can cut objects out, you can duplicate, you can rotate, you can keep clicking through all of these buttons to see what each one does in the Paint Editor. You can also click on the Blocks Guide to get a description of what each color of blocks means in Scratch Junior, what each block does, ranging from the triggering blocks to the motion blocks to the looks blocks and the sound blocks and control blocks. Your end blocks are important for stopping your program. You can tap back on the home button to get back to your main work area. Another great tutorial is the question mark button, and here you can tap on this quick video up at the top and see each of these features in Scratch Junior demonstrated, ranging from the blocks to all of the other buttons, choosing a background, choosing a start block or trigger block, choosing a character, and so on. You can close that up by tapping the X in the top right corner. There are also some sample projects that you can use to demonstrate Scratch as well. Again, to get back to your main workspace, go ahead and tap on the home button. Tapping on this new project icon will open up Scratch. And here again, now that you know what all the buttons are for, you can move through the triggering blocks, grab a start block. You can go to the move blocks. Maybe you want to move your Scratch Junior kitten forward. You can tap on the number to designate the number of spaces that you want to go. You can go to the looks blocks to have your kitten say something, and you can type in what you want it to say. You can choose a background for your stage, and you can confirm that by tapping on the check. You can move your kitten to where you want that cat to start from. You can change what your character looks like by tapping on the kitten here to go into the paint editor. If you'd like to have a different color, you can select the paint color that you want to use and then tap on the kitten to change those colors. Again, you can do all sorts of things here. Tap on the check mark to confirm what your character now looks like. You can add additional scenes by tapping the plus, and then you can choose other backgrounds for the next scene in your story. To run your program, you can tap the green flag. You can also tap directly on the move blocks to see what they do. You can also tap on the move blocks here in the tray to get a pop-up that tells you what each block does as well. And you can drag it out and tap on it and watch your character to see what that block does too. To get rid of a block, you can just drag it back into the tray. You can also add additional characters to your story by tapping on the plus and choosing other characters. Once you've selected a character, tap on the paint editor if you want to change the color or appearance of your character. Otherwise, tap on the check to confirm your character. You can move it around on the stage to place it where it will begin, and the character that you're programming is the one that's selected on the left. So currently my chicken is selected, and I would drag the move blocks out down here in the tray to program my chicken. If I wanted to go back to the cat, I would tap back on the cat, and there I could see the program that I've already designed. You can also add text to your stage by tapping on the text icon up here and typing in your text. You can change the font color by tapping back on the text and then tapping on the paint can and selecting the color that you want your text to be. Then you can drag your text around and move it on your stage. When you're ready to run your program, you can tap on the green flag to see your program run, or you can tap on full screen mode, and then tap the green flag to see your program run in a larger format. To return back to your program to do more editing, tap back in the top left corner. To save your program, tap in the top right corner. Type in the name of your program. And then tap the check. Now when you return home, you'll see your program, and you can always go back to that by tapping it to reopen it.